In today's episode, we're going to talk about how to thaw an icy cold business. As I look at my window today, the entire area in which I look at, both the grass as well as the concrete, everything is iced over. Total ice storm going on right now. And I thought to myself, oftentimes I'll have real estate agents call me and reach out to me. And they say, Justin, my business has gone cold. I don't know how to get it going. I don't know how to thaw it. Today, I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to give you the 3 things that you need to focus on in order to get your business thawed and icy hot, moving into total momentum. It's going to be an amazing episode. Stay with us. All right, guys, welcome back to Think Bigger Real Estate. I am your host, Justin Stoddart. What an amazing opportunity it's going to be right now for you and I to cover the 3 areas that you need to focus on in order to get your business thawed and moving forward. Before I do that, let me remind you to subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification, and most importantly, for heaven's sakes, reach out to me. I've got a link to my private calendar that allows you and I to have a conversation. My life's work is helping real estate agents to get unstuck and tap into this amazing industry that creates endless possibilities. Yet all too often, they're stuck by some tiny little thing. They just need something to help get them unstuck. It's my passion to help you do that. I have people reaching out to me all the time, asking me to help them get unstuck, and I want to do that for you. So please do not hesitate to reach out to me. I will help you. Let me do that. So a great mentor, a massive leader in the real estate space, taught me these 3 things to help anybody get unstuck to where we can correct anything in your business. Number 1 is your mindset, symbolized by your journal. How are you thinking? Here's what happens all too often is real estate agents will take a look and they're like, I don't like what I see, but they keep staring at it. It's kind of like rubberneckers, right? Like a terrible accident. And it's like, that's really awful, but I can't help but not look at it. That's exactly what happens when our business isn't going like that we want it to. Oftentimes we'll look at our bank account, we'll look at our pipeline, we'll look at like our lack of leads. And it's like, oh my goodness, it's not what I want to see, but we keep staring at it. And just like when you're driving down the road and you see something over here, what happens? Your car veers towards it. Your body will follow your eyes. So you have to train yourself to not look at what you don't want. The more you stare at something, the more you're going to get it in your life. So don't stare at something you don't want to have in your life for a long, long time. Okay. It's very important that you correct that behavior. A journal is a great idea. A vision board, a great idea. Simply to have something else to look at that is where you want to go. Write out, what do you want? It could be very first thing in the morning, very last thing before you go to bed, and any time during the day where you are not on your game, where you're feeling down, you're feeling like you're staring at the wrong things. You have to eliminate those things from your line of sight and focus on where you're headed. The more you can do that, the more you will get what you want as opposed to getting what you have. Step number 2 is this. Let's take a look at your calendar, because the reality is this, is all too often I'll have agents come to me and say, Justin, I really need to get my business going. I'll say, show me your calendar. And they're like, it's pretty empty. Yes, that's the problem, folks. Your calendar needs to be full. You can fill up your calendar with things until you get them full of the things you actually want to have. In other words, listing appointments, buyer consultations, those are the things that you want to have in your calendar, right? And or adding new teammates, growing an organization. Those are conversations you want to be in ultimately. But how do you get to those if you don't have them? You have to get good at starting conversations, being in conversations with the people. Here's a key. He or she who has the most real estate related conversations wins. But how do you get into those? All too often, real estate agents are hesitant about being in those conversations because it feels like I'm being salesy or I don't want to receive rejection. You simply get really interested in other people. All too often, people are focused on the property. Be interested in people. What's their story? Where are they at? Where are they headed? How are they going to get there? Like if you just pour a lot of curiosity and genuine concern, interest in other people, you'll find that it will solve how you get into real estate related conversations. Because the reality is this, most all of life happens underneath the roofs of real estate, whether it be office space, whether it be a home space, whether it be vacation space. People's lives are on or in real estate. So if you just get really good at talking about people's lives, it will solve so much of your problems. Real estate is not only just a place where life happens, it's also a vehicle to help them to get there. From an investment standpoint, it's a beautiful vehicle. So in other words, you can't separate life from real estate. If you just get curious about people's lives, real estate will come up. Here's a great acronym that you can use to guide yourself into these conversations. The acronym is FROG. FROG. F stands for family. How's your family? How's everybody doing? R stands for recreation. You guys doing anything fun? O stands for occupation. How's work going? Are you enjoying it? Do you like it? Are you wanting to move up, move down, move out? Like, tell me about how work's going. G, your goals. Tell me about your goals. What are your plans for the upcoming year? If you just get good at getting really curious about those questions, you'll find that number one, real estate will come up, because again, you can't separate life from real estate. And secondly, when you show a genuine interest in other people, guess what? Other people show a genuine interest in you. At least the kind of people who you want to be around. Genuine people will show a genuine interest in you. And those are the kinds of people that you want to be around and you want to spend time with. So just simply be in conversations. So ideally, your schedule is the morning hours are filled with you having conversations with other people. That will then lead to, in the afternoon, appointments with people, you advising them on making the right moves in real estate, listing appointments, buyer consultations, etc. But what do you do if you don't have those appointments? Well, then you keep having conversations all day long until you have appointments in the afternoon. Eventually it will work. People need to move. They need to sell. The more that you have conversations with people, the more that those will show up. The third one is the spreadsheet. All too often, agents are guilty of purchasing this and that and that and that, and they never really hone in on what should I be spending my money on to get the most return for my business, because they don't know their numbers. So by having a spreadsheet, we can actually document your time, your resources, your efforts. You can have a true scoreboard. At Think Bigger Real Estate, we've created what we're so proud of. It's the Think Bigger operating system. It ties together all of these. It ties together, number one, the dream board, the vision board. It ties together the business plan. And then it ties together the actual daily activities that will drive you to new actions, to new results. So if you don't know your numbers, you'll oftentimes be just chasing people's promises. Buy this over here, it'll solve everything. If you don't actually have a spreadsheet that's tracking your resources of time and money, you're not going to know if you should be investing in anything. You're not going to know if you should not be investing in anything. You need to track your numbers. This business is not that complicated. You can do it. You can take a completely icy business and you can turn it into a flaming, hot, crazy, scorching business that's blowing it up, giving you and all the people that you serve the answers and the solutions and the life that you and they want. Here at Think Bigger Real Estate, I love serving you. Thank you so much for tuning in today. And most importantly, don't be a stranger. Reach out to me. Let me know how this is helping you. Let me remind you that my life's work, my life's passion is helping real estate agents like you get unstuck and actually live the life of their dreams, because this industry can absolutely do that for you. And my final request is this: go think bigger. Talk to you all soon.